Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the great Puckatini coming at you on behalf of PuckettFanshop.com. And I know it's been a while since I've talked to you guys, but it hasn't been because I've been upset with the Razorbacks. I am upset that Chad Morris was fired. They gave him 2 years, and that's a tough thing, a program to turn around. As bad as Arkansas was, give him 2 years. I thought they'd leave him at least 3 or 4. But anyway, I'm past it now. And I've just been really busy. I've not had time to make any videos. Between my son being in the band, my daughter cheerleading, I have not had an evening where I can make a video. But now we're Thanksgiving break. So here's my video for Arkansas football coaching search and my case for Mike Leach. Why I think Mike Leach should be the guy that we hire if we can. And I see that Barry Switzer has come out now and said that's who he thinks should get it too. I think Mike Leach by far, other than Houston Nutt, I may make a video on that. I would love to see Houston Nutt get this job too. Those are by far my top two candidates. And I would be on Leach right now. I'd be trying to give him what he wants. But I'm not happy with Hunter Yurchek, some of the stuff he said. I'm not a big Hunter Yurchek fan. But anyway, I'll talk about that at a later time maybe, but let's look at my case for Mike Leach. Okay. Now, let's first of all look at his achievements at Kentucky and Oklahoma. Number one, his offense set 41 SEC records, 116 school records, and 6 NCAA records in only 22 games while at Kentucky. Okay, he wasn't Alabama like Lane Kiffin. He wasn't Auburn. He was at Kentucky and set 41 SEC records. Look at that. And that's crazy. Think about that. Okay, Kentucky's top players Arkansas should be getting. Number two, while Oklahoma, although he was only there for 1 year, uh, he was responsible for recruiting the quarterbacks Josh Heupel, Nate Heibel, who ended up he transferred from Georgia, and Jason White. He's credited with getting those quarterbacks there. Okay, now let's look at number four. And my screen's kind of in the way here. My picture, I can't move it, I don't think. But anyway, it says that Heupel, and White went 67 and 12 overall and led the Sooners to 3 national championship games, including a national title, several conference championships, and a Rose Bowl win. And White went on to win the Heisman Trophy in 2003. So look at what he helped create there at Oklahoma. Arkansas could be like they were. Oklahoma was down in the dumps before Stoops took over, and before Leach went there for a year and installed his offense. He moved on after 1 year, but look at the guys he recruited, what they did. They went to 3 national championship games. Holy cow! I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. He was an offensive coordinator, but those 3 guys that he recruited and he is responsible for those guys. Got in the Rose Bowl, won several conference championships, won a national title, took them to 3 national championship games. The guys that he recruited, okay, he can do that at Arkansas. Okay, all right. Now let's move on. Let's look at his achievements at Texas Tech. Okay, now he had 10 consecutive winning seasons, 8 consecutive seasons with at least 8 wins, 4 seasons with at least 9 wins. I mean, that's huge. 4 seasons with at least 9 wins, 1 season with 11 wins. He had 9 consecutive bowl appearances, 5 bowl wins, which is the most by any individual coach in the history of the program. He had 4 seasons with his team ranked in the top 25. He was the 2008 AP Big 12 Coach of the Year, and he was the 2008 Big 12 Coach of the Year. Not by the AP, he was voted on by the conference. And I got all this information off the internet. As you see there, I left 2 footnotes on there. Wikipedia was a big deal. I looked off of them and other things too. But anyway, look at Texas Tech. That's where we're wanting to recruit, right? In Texas. Well, look at how successful the guy was recruiting Texas and in Texas with Texas A&M, SMU, Baylor. Look at how he dominated there in Texas. Okay, this is who we need. We need him at Arkansas to help us in Texas. Okay, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Excuse me. Now, more achievements at Texas Tech. He coached one Fred Blitnikoff winner, which is the best wide receiver, Michael Crabtree. Okay, he coached one Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, which is the best quarterback for Graham Harrell. Okay, he coached best kick return winner was Wes Welker. I mean, who's Wes Welker? This guy was a little bitty kid that can't run, but Leach in his system, and he kick returner is a great slot receiver, this guy flourished in that system. Okay, he coached 3 semi-ball trophy winners: Cliff Kingsbury, B.J. Simons, and Graham Harrell, 3 outstanding quarterback winners while at Texas Tech. He said more than 150 NCAA, Big 12, and school records broken at Texas Tech as the head coach. So look at those, more than 150 NCAA and Big 12 records. He broke that many records, guys, at Texas Tech. That is who we need right there. That should say enough, okay? He's the all-time winningest football coach in Texas Tech history. This man is who we need. We've got to get him. We need to get him. He's the guy we need, okay? Now, his achievements at Washington State. He was the 2015 and 2018 Pac-12 Coach of the Year. He should have 5 consecutive winning seasons after this season. He's the first coach to win 11 games in a season at Washington State. The first coach to do that. He coached the best senior quarterback last year, Gardner Minshew. That story there, how he got him. Went to him, and I'll talk to him a little bit later. He had 1 top 10 finish and 2 bowl wins. Okay. Now, why should we hire Mike Leach? I've talked about it already, but what he will do for us is he'll give us a niche that will help us compete with LSU, Alabama, and Auburn. We don't need to run that RPO QB run offense that Chad Morris tried to run. All the SEC teams are doing that. We need to have a niche where we're doing something different, okay? And his air raid offense is that niche that we need. He's shown that he can win with less than stellar receivers such as a Wes Welker. Think of J.J. Matters, Drew Morgan, those guys who we get at Arkansas a lot of the times. He can use them in his air raid system, put them in the slot. They'll be good. Imagine what he could do next year with Knox and Burks. He'll find a quarterback that can get on the ball, even if he has to go out and sign somebody. Think of how good those 2 receivers will be next year, guys. You know what he did with Gardner Minshew? He went to him and said, "Hey, Gardner," he goes, "do you want to be the 3rd-string quarterback at Alabama, or do you want to come to Washington State and lead the nation in passing?" And of course, Gardner went to Washington State, and he did lead the nation in passing. Went to the NFL this year and had a pretty good rookie season. We need Mike Leach. He was very successful at Texas Tech. Those parents, the recruits now coming to high school, those parents remember when he was at Texas Tech. And that's going to help us tremendously with recruiting in Texas. They'll remember how successful he was. Those receivers and quarterback parents will remember how he did that. Okay? That's who we need. He was also like an internet sensation. His coaching, when they interview him, it's online. People watch him like crazy. Him and Coach Musselman of basketball will be 2 great characters for us. You talk about getting us out there in the world. People recruit, see us from everywhere. Mike Leach will do that for us. He's a character. Musselman's a character too, and that will help recruit. See, look at what Musselman's doing, being a character in his recruiting and everything. It's helping a bunch. So it's good to have a character, okay? Now, will his offense work in the SEC? Did I mention that he broke 4 NCAA, 42 SEC, and 116 school records as Kentucky's offensive coordinator at Kentucky? He was not at Alabama. He was not at Auburn, at Florida. He was at Kentucky. I heard an announcer of Arkansas games say that his offense wouldn't work because his linemen, he don't stress offensive linemen enough. They don't, Arkansas don't have any linemen now, and he's just going to make him worse. That's the stupidest thing in the world to say. That's why we need Mike Leach, because we can't get those big dominant linemen that Alabama, LSU, Auburn are going to be getting. If they're not Arkansas kids, we can't get them. So we need an offense like Leach runs where we don't have to have those big dominant offensive linemen. Okay? And oh, yeah, hey, duh. What team in the SEC has the best record right now and probably the best team in the nation? LSU. What kind of offense are they running? They're throwing the ball, okay? They finally opened it up. They're not RPOing. That quarterback, I can't think of his name right now, and I should, but anyway, I'm growing brain dead because I'm looking at my time. He's not running the ball. He's throwing it, okay? That's what we need. We need that air raid. Okay, we need Mike Leach in there throwing the ball, getting us in a niche that we can be successful in the SEC. We can't go up and recruit get those dominant linemen, dominant receivers. When we do, that's great. But Leach can win with guys that aren't that dominant, okay? So that's my case for Mike Leach. Coach Leach, we need you. Hunter, your check. Let's get him signed. Whatever we need. Like Barry Switzer said, he's the man we need. I totally believe Coach Switzer. Mike Leach, will give us the niche that we need to compete in the SEC. Thank you much for watching this video. I hope you